I'm here with Philip Jackson, the Executive Director of the Black Star Project. Can you tell us the purpose of this experience?
The purpose of this experience is to get our young men ready to go out there and compete with the rest of the world. I would like to say that right now, young men down in Ferguson, Missouri are rioting, are throwing tear gas back at the police. One of the reasons why is they don't see a pathway. They don't have any hope for the future. This process gives our young men hope.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Bonnie. I'm applied to be an administrative assistant for the City of Chicago's Department of Buildings. So you guys want me to tell you a little bit about myself?
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
I was born and raised on the west side of Chicago. I moved to the south side in 2003. Graduated from Limbo Math and Science Academy, class of 2013. Went off to Northern Illinois University, where I'm currently working on my bachelor's degree in computer science.
I'm LaTasha Barker here at the Black Star Project with Lonnie Watts. You just had your interview. How do you feel about it?
I feel really good about it. It was a nice, humbling experience. It was actually kind of different from interviews that I've actually been on. So I think I've learned a lot from this endeavor, and I hope that it can help me in the future. It will help me in the future.
What were some of the differences in the interviews that you noticed?
Well, for instance, like in interviews I've been on before, it wasn't three people interviewing you. It's usually one person, straightforward, and they just ask you a bunch of questions, and you try to answer them to the best of your ability. And I've never been in an interview to where it was being filmed, so that was a new experience too.
How you feeling?
Okay, how are you?
Well, here's the deal. First, why did you apply? You had several other positions that you could apply. Why did you apply for this one?
I believe that I'm a very responsible young man. And also my father is in property management. So I feel like I could do great things with this position. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do great with the other positions, but I feel like I have more to offer with this specific position. It says that it requires computer skills, communication skills that I all have. I have all of those skills, and my father is in property management already. So I have a role model to look after, and I've already been looking after to see like stuff he does, and if I have questions, I can ask him for assistance.
What do you think about the criticism you received from the panelists?
It was constructive criticism. I honestly didn't even know I was doing what he said I was doing, and I think I'm doing it right now. He says like I have great eye contact, but when I'm thinking, I look away. And he says I have to think and look at you at the same time, and I see that I actually do have that problem, so I have to try and work on it. But it was very helpful. So.
And how will this help you in real life interviews?
Well, if that is like they say that's one of the things they're looking for you to have good eye contact. And well, the other guy said I did have great eye contact, but the other one didn't. So if I could just keep focused on you like this without like having to look away to think, that could actually help me get a few jobs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
These young men today, and you've seen a lot of great young men, they've had some great mentors. Brother Frazier, Brother Vince Keynes, Michael Crenshaw, Julius Deese, Greg Witherspoon, and Ivory Harris. They've had great mentors. So they didn't just get to where you saw them by themselves. In fact, if you had seen some of these guys 6-7 weeks ago, you might run from them. But today, as you can see, they look like the kind of men I want to hire. They look like the kind of men that the mayor and the president should be hiring. And that's a future that I see for our young black men.
I'm here with Justin White, who just finished an interview with the three panelists here at the Black Star Project. So if you had to critique yourself, what would you say?
If I had to critique myself, I think I actually would have worked on better eye contact. I think I did doze off a little bit, but other than that, I think it was really well.
What are your thoughts on the whole interview process that you went through today?
I thought the interview process was really good for me because I haven't been on many interviews except probably like one, and that was really good for me because it was so much pressure on me. I think I'll definitely like be ready for it next time, especially with the cameras and 3 people doing it this time.
We also like to work as a team. I'll give you an example of when you've worked on a team and some kind of dispute happened on the team and you had to step in the gap and be the mediator.
Well, I'm a musician at my school, and I'm a part of a glee club, and we do a lot of interaction with each other. It's every day, so we see each other a lot. And one time, there was an argument between some of the people in my glee club, and I had to step in and tell them that they had to calm down because it was very offensive what was going on between them, and I didn't want it to escalate for my instructor to be angry with us too because he was out of the room at the moment.
I saw those young men in Ferguson. I saw them basically aimless and hopeless and leaderless. And I said, we have to do something. I want to thank a lot of people, though. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Leon Finney, who's one of my mentors. You know, I've looked at what he's been doing for years. And I decided that in his spirit that I would do similar things.
And where do you find these young men?
Oh, you don't have to look hard for young black men. You can walk up and down the street and throw a rock and you'll hit 20 or 30 young black men. They're everywhere. The problem isn't where you find them. The problem is, what are you going to do with them when you find them? And right now, the city of Chicago, they're bringing in the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agencies, the FBI, the AFT, the Illinois State Police. That's not how you fix the problem of violence in Chicago. That's not how you inspire young black men. That's not how you stop violence. You fix all of those things with the kind of hope and the kind of building up of these young black men that you saw today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
LaTasha Barker for Urban Broadcast Media.